Hello! I am so glad that you could be here today. I didn't even put my script out. Sorry, one sec. Okay. One sec. Come on, Amazon. I know you want me to buy a new Kindle, but don't slow down my old stuff. Hello! I continue to be Richard, and the channel is still called New Memphis. This week we're painting the Mage of Sigmar, better known as the Knight Arcanum in Stormcast lore, because all Age of Sigmar's original factions have to have names like word soup. Don't even get me started on the Night Haunt. Before I say anything else though, let me say thank you to you guys. The New Memphis Instagram page just hit 1,000 followers. Thank you so much, and hopefully the YouTube channel will be following along shortly. I'd really like to hit that by the end of May, but we'll just have to see. Thank you guys for your support so far, though. It has been immeasurable. To celebrate, I even gave myself an entire weekend off for the first time in a while, and I played Satisfactory for like 36 hours straight, and it was amazing. But back to our Mage, this project was a fun one. A long one, but a fun one. Did a lot of interesting things, took a few chances, some of which worked out, some of which not so much, but that's kind of the idea after all. If at least one of your ideas doesn't work out, then clearly you weren't trying hard enough. This is also the first Stormcast Eternal model that we've painted that's in sort of, kind of, roughly Games Workshop's recommended standard-ish paint scheme of blue and gold. It's not a bad combination of colors, but it's hindered by a lack of a third accent, in my opinion, as well as the fact that they don't use blue on anything but a few specific armor accent pieces and the cloaks. Since we're using this royal blue wash, I think it'll be a lot more interesting and allow the contrast to really seep through the entire model. However, you will notice I'm not actually using gold on this model. Instead, we're going to be using brass, and I'm going to be getting into that later. For now, though, I think, come on, it's about time we got down to business. I will admit, I've been drinking a lot of Kona recently, so I really want to do something new. If you guys got recommendations for beer, by the way, please leave them in the comments. I love getting recommendations on new drinks. Just please, if you ever feel like it, please. give me another good German lager I can put on the channel. Let's get started. Okay, here is our project of the week. One lonely model, but we'll be sure to make it unique. Basing starts off just like normal. Taps of royal and Langnickel paint all over, though I will avoid these stone bricks she was given to stand on. God, I had so much paint left over that I decided to grab these 3 bolt boys and base them too. I ended up having just enough, which I guess means that they have to be the project for next week now. Alright then. And here's what the texture looks like once it's dry. And here's what it looks like after it's been dry and primed with our oxide red. Helps you see the texture a little bit better. We're going to eventually be highlighting the armor with brass, like I said before, so we'll apply clear orange right now to get those armor panels nice and bright. Then we'll use azure to start her cloak. And London Grey for both the bricks and her weapons. We need a little bit of white for some of the details. Those will be the enchanted banner she carries, plus the scrolls, book, and of course her holy hand grenade. With the base coats done, we can move on to my favorite part, the wash. Royal blue once again, just like the rest of the Dominion box so far. And here she is after an entire day of drying. Yeah, washes always take a while. Next we can move on to the highlights of azure and white on the cloak and banner. Then we'll return to London Grey. To put some color back on the bricks, I'm going to dry brush them quickly and carefully. Then do some specific highlights on the weapons. And then finally we can move on to highlighting the armor panels. I'm going to use Vallejo brass instead of gold, as I've said before, because it has a reddish tint that I think will help it contrast better with the blue undertones. We'll just have to wait and see once it's done. A good start, but let's continue with cork brown to get those ropes and straps looking vibrant. Plus we'll use it as the starting color for the base. Since this model isn't going to be painted orange, we can use red accents and they should look nice. We'll use flat red on the books, scrolls, and to start the flames on the staff. Then we'll continue the base with a wash of emerald. It was the last thing that I did for the night because once again, it takes a while to dry. Next up for the base, a dry brush of cork brown. And while we have the color out, let's touch up some of those details. Okay, we're just about done. In order to finish the cloak, I want to introduce some emerald and London Grey to the fabric with a dry brush. This is very, very soft, very sparse, barely noticeable. I just want the colors to be present, but I don't want them to be really noticeable. Then we'll touch up the dark areas of the cloak by just painting them with royal blue. No wash this time. After that, a few white highlights should finish it up. Alright, here's where we get really experimental. I want to try making her hand look like it's glowing with magic. So we'll start that concept with a flat color, German extra dark green. Then we can drag some deep yellow down from her fingers. And while I had it out, I also used it to trace her black eyes. Before wrapping up, I also used clear orange on all of the bends in the twin-tailed comet. And the last step will be highlights of white, but I think I'm going to save that for the big reveal. You had better subscribe or a lightning-infused demigod may be paying you a visit tonight. Once again, I'm going to have a video talking more about this project in a couple of days. Hopefully not an entire week this time. Things have been kind of hectic, but I'm looking forward to getting back on a regular schedule. It's good to be back. Thank you guys for being patient with me. And well, let's just get on to the good part. Alright, I still feel a little weird not having anything at the end here, but like I said, we're going to do another talking video where we just go in depth about the model, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next project.